If you are a fan of any of the classic Sonic games from the Sega Master System, you will know that they presented some very interesting gameplay mechanics that really wasn't seen in any other games in the series at that point. And while it was a very popular title, clearly fans have gone to great lengths to try and keep the glory days of these games in front of us retro gaming fans. And here we are going to take a look at a unique gameplay demo that's in its early stages that I recently found, that is essentially a 16-bit remake of the Master System and Game Gear versions of Sonic the Hedgehog 2 that brings it into a modern era but also tries to recapture the essence of what made the original game so good. What's really cool about this entry is that it has the look and feel almost of the original Master System version to a degree, but with 16-bit visuals, with more diverse sound effects and a soundtrack that is more reminiscent of the classic Mega Drive editions. Even with the character sprites and level designs, it feels almost like a lost, forgotten title within the Sonic series that never seen the light of day, more than anything, as it has the feeling of classic Sonic 2 from the Mega Drive, but also even Sonic CD, with fun and fast-paced platforming action where you can do your spin dashes, jumps, avoid pits of lava and all of the dangers in between. So with this fan-made demo, it allows you to play through the first 3 stages of the Underground Zone, which would have been the first level in the original 8-bit Sonic 2 game. Now there are some differences in terms of its overall level design. It doesn't fully replicate the original ideas or concepts, it tries to make it its own, but it has the original soundtrack, and even with the likes of gaining power-ups if you gain the speed boots or even the invincibility boxes, you have all of the soundtracks that would have been reflective of the 8-bit counterpart but more modernised, and if anything they sound freaking cool. Because the one thing I will say is I love about the Sonic games, even with the 8-bit versions but definitely with the 16-bit Mega Drive versions, as I am a big fan of the soundtracks. And as I spend time playing this, while it is short to a degree, if you do a speedrun in the levels you will complete it in less than a minute, but you can take your time and try to figure out all of the unique areas. But the soundtrack is definitely a highlight feature in this version of the game. It's fantastic, very reflective of those old games, almost to a point that when I was recording this video I literally just sat and listened to the soundtrack. As you can go into the options, it does give you the ability to listen to some of the tunes that's currently available, and they're really good. But it has great use of animation, characteristics, gameplay mechanics. It's a very well polished and fleshed out early entry, and it will be interesting to see what else can be done with this. I would look forward to seeing a full title or reimagining of this in all its glory, and I'm sure that anyone else has played this will definitely agree. If anything, it's definitely one of the best Sonic re-envisionings that I've seen of classic games in a long time. And even when you do complete the demo after defeating the boss, you will be met with like a miniature end credit screen, but you will also get a hidden message at the end asking you if you've managed to find the hidden Chaos Emerald, which unfortunately, as of recording this video, I haven't been able to find it as of yet, but I'm sure someone will, so I may just have to go back into it and try and find it. But I did try to do that originally, but I just had no chance. Initially I thought that it would have been higher up on the level like it was in the original 8-bit game, but it's not the case here, because with the levels being redesigned for the most part, the location of the emerald will definitely still remain a mystery, for now at least. But I think that's what makes it interesting, is that it presents something that is old, that we are familiar with, but puts a new spin on it, which will provide more fun and unique ways to play the game. I just think it's very cool. And if you're a fan of the 16-bit Sonic games from the Mega Drive era, this is definitely one that I recommend that you try. While it's only in its early stages and you can only play 3 zones, I will look forward to see where it will go next. Hopefully it won't have to wait too long for future updates, as I definitely think that this is a title worth looking into a lot more. There's a lot of potential here, there really is. Great visuals, great sound effects, great music, definitely a definite must to play for Sonic fans. And it is pretty cool to see a lot of these Sonic fan made games, hacks or remakes that are currently in the works from indie developers and just long time fans of the series. There's a lot more out there to explore and discover, which this next video will provide, so it might be worth checking out.